This is where it all begins, the foundation of every personal finance planning. You cannot afford to skip this. In just 24 hours, I turned panic into peace of mind with a life-saving, recession-proof emergency fund. You might not know it, but 59% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency, and 85% of Indians have no emergency savings. That's a staggering number of people living on the edge, one bad day away from financial ruin. So I decided instead of being another helpless statistic, I'd do something about it. It's not about saving up thousands of dollars immediately. It's about a simple, life-changing 3-step process that you can kickstart before you go to bed tonight. Stick around as I share the exact step-by-step method I used, with real examples from the USA and India, to go from zero to a solid emergency fund in just one day. Before the 3 steps, let me tell you my story. A few years ago, a dashboard light turned my evening drive into a crisis.
Oh no. What's that light?
The mechanic said the transmission needed $2,200 of work. I had savings, but it was locked away for a house down payment, and touching it would have set me back months. In that instant, I felt totally out of control, a grown-up reduced to panic. But that panic turned out to be a gift. It exposed the truth that my savings were for a thing, not for the feeling of security. I had a financial plan, but it wasn't a panic-proof one. What if it was a 10x amount emergency? I had been saving for a thing, but I hadn't saved for the feeling of security. And that's when everything changed. Okay, so let's get into the good stuff. Here is my exact 3-step process to build a life-saving emergency fund in 24 hours. Step 1, evaluate and set your goal. The thumb rule is parking 3 to 6 months of expenses for a solid emergency fund. I told myself, this isn't about saving 6 months in one day, it's about getting something rather than nothing. Even a little cushion would be better than a crisis with $0. I quickly ran the numbers for my life. Rent, groceries, bills. It came out to roughly 1 month's worth of expenses. That became my target. It sounded like a lot to build overnight, but it felt urgent and doable. Setting a clear number gave me focus and cut through panic. Suddenly, I had a concrete goal instead of a scary unknown. I strongly suggest you start by auditing your wants versus your needs. Your needs are your bills, rent, food, utilities. Your wants are everything else. That daily takeout coffee or that streaming subscription. A quick cash grab might be to sell that old video game console on eBay that you don't use, or to cash in all that loose change you have in a jar. Or, did you get a big tax refund this year? Grab a portion of that and use it as your first jolt. You can easily find some quick cash by listing a few old clothes or a bicycle on a site like OLX. Did you recently get a bonus at work or a cash gift from a festival? Take a small portion of that and put it aside. This was my first brick in the wall. The important thing is to take action right now. Before moving to the next step, if you are finding value, like and subscribe to the channel. Step 2, the digital vault. Lock it down and keep it safe. This is the part that actually takes less than 30 minutes, but it's the most powerful thing you'll do all year. I opened a brand new dedicated bank account. Not just any account, but a high-yield savings account. It's a bank account specifically for your emergency money, separate from the account you use for day-to-day transactions. The reasons for this are simple. Your money is out of sight and out of mind, so you're less tempted to spend it. I even disabled any cards for that account, so the only way to spend it would be to physically move funds. It can be a high-yield savings account that is federally insured by the FDIC, which protects your money up to $250,000. In India, you want a bank that's regulated by the RBI and offers a high interest rate, ideally with no minimum balance requirements or transaction fees. The goal is to make the fund recession-proof and inflation-proof. You can also put the emergency fund into a liquid mutual fund or debt funds or government-backed funds for more safety. Step 3, the automated habit, a simple, consistent plan. Here's the truth. Building a meaningful emergency fund in 24 hours isn't about magically conjuring money from thin air. It's about getting started immediately and setting a system so the fund grows automatically. It's time to make saving completely painless. This is where you set it and forget it. You're going to set up a small automatic transfer from your main checking account to your new emergency fund account. You can set it up to transfer $20 a week or $200 a month or whatever you can comfortably afford, and it happens automatically. I do it on my payday, so the money is moved as soon as my paycheck is deposited into my account. This is how you build a consistent savings habit. An emergency fund isn't about the money you have, it's about the feeling of calm it buys you. That feeling is priceless. You are literally automating your peace of mind. This step is about momentum. The moment you lock in a system, your emergency fund starts growing quietly in the background. The first 24 hours prove to yourself that the account exists. After that, the monthly transfers and smart parking make sure it grows into a true financial safety net. Just 24 hours after I started, I sat back and let it sink in. I did it. I had turned a terrifying situation into a triumph. That night felt life-changing. I went to bed without the usual knot of stress in my stomach. Instead, there was a sense of empowerment. I had turned an emergency into a masterclass in quick financial planning. I know people who use their emergency fund in ways that surprised me. One person I spoke with told me her emergency fund covered a $1,700 vet bill when her dog got hurt. Another one used his emergency fund to quit a toxic job. He didn't have a new one lined up, but his fund bought him the freedom to take a break, get mentally healthy, and find a job he loved. An emergency fund isn't just for disasters. It's also a yes fund for opportunities. The secret is treating the 24-hour period as day one, not day someday. I didn't save my entire safety net that day, but I built the system that would. An emergency fund isn't about the money you have, it's about the fear you don't. Go build your fortress today.